Hello, my friends, hello, and welcome once again to Stately Vaughan Manor. And it's an announcement video today for New Worlds November. New Worlds November, which is a reading event created by the Bookish Bryants celebrating science fiction. Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying, Mike, didn't you say you weren't going to do any more of these reading events? I did say that. But this reading event is so in line with what I was going to do in November anyway, I thought, yeah, I'll get on board with that, with the Bookish Bryants and all the awesome co-hosts that are doing this reading event along with them. So New Worlds November has 4 themes. Each week has its own theme. That's how these reading events work. So I'm doing my vintage science fiction project, and I'm going to be reading books from my vintage science fiction project for the next couple months after October. And so I went to the first box I'm working on of vintage science fiction and pulled 4 books that'll go along with these themes. And the themes are, let's find out the themes. Week 1 is terrestrial. So this is find a work of science fiction that takes place on our world, on the planet Earth. Our world, that's Earth. So I pulled a science fiction work that takes place in our world, and that will be this one. This is The Long Winter by John Christopher. And this, according to the back, is the terrorizing story of what happens when a new ice age devastates the northern hemisphere, when civilization disappears into a voiceless polar night, when men and women turn into human wolf packs in their agonized struggle for survival, and when the only place left to run is filled with another kind of death. Well, this sounds like just a barrel of fun. The Long Winter. A post-apocalyptic kind of thing when the new ice age devastates us. Environmental catastrophe, that part's right. So, The Long Winter by John Christopher. This will be for week 1. Week 2, extraterrestrial. Find a work that takes place on an alien world. So, an alien world. And that'll be this ace double for me. This is The Search for Zai by L. Sprague de Camp. And you flip it over, and it's The Hand of Zai by L. Sprague de Camp. This tells one story, I believe. I think. And so this takes place, I believe the planet is Krishna. Yeah, Krishna is the planet that this takes place on, this ace double. And I've been looking forward to reading this for a while, so this is the perfect excuse, is reading it for week 2. Now, I forgot to mention that, like a lot of the Bookish Bryants reading events, this is all supposed to be shorter fiction, either short stories or novels 250 pages or less, and I'm probably cheating. Let me see if I'm right on The Long Winter. Am I cheating? No, The Long Winter qualifies. The Long Winter qualifies. This one does not, but you know, it's 2 books and they're both short, so there you go. So yeah, it qualifies. I believe that's the rules. Shorter fiction, although you know, they're not real sticklers for the rules, the Bookish Bryants. As long as you're reading science fiction, you should be all right. In week 3, read a work of classic science fiction published before 1965. Gosh, I sure hope I could find something like that. Oh, I did. The Demolished Man. It's The Demolished Man, which was published in 1951, I believe. Is it? Yeah, 1951. So, yeah, the Bookish Bryants for the 3rd week. Going for classic science fiction, as far as they're concerned, is science fiction that was published before the new wave happened. And so, yeah, this is old wave science fiction. This is classic stuff The Demolished Man. I have read this before, although it's been a long time, and I've been kind of looking for an excuse to read it again, and it's in my vintage science fiction project, and it is a classic work which fits right in with New World's November and the third week. So here you go. Alfred Bester's The Demolished Man. The police are trained to read minds. Crime is unknown. Escape impossible. But one man dares to match his wits with the law, to commit a murder so perfect, so startling, that it defies detection. That's the Demolished Man right there, and there he is running from the law. This guy. Okay, so that's the third week. And the fourth week, robotics, AI. Read a work that is centered around robots or artificial intelligence. Okay. For that, I pulled this out. This is Science Fiction Thinking Machines, an anthology by Groff Conklin. Science Fiction Thinking Machines, all about those robots and computers, whatever those are. So yeah, Science Fiction Thinking Machines. This was published, okay, when was this book published? This was published in, well, this edition is 1954, but it was originally published in this edition is 1955. It was originally published in 1954, and it's got, the first story is Robbie by Isaac Asimov, and we've got Eric Frank Russell with Boomerang, Skirmish by Clifford D. Samac, Theodore Sturgeon's in here, Paul Anderson's in here, Robert Sherman Towns. There's a lot of, William Tenn is in here, so there's a lot of good writers in this book about robots and computers, thinking machines, from back in 1954. Groff Conklin, he did a lot of really, really good science fiction anthologies. I've got a ton of them. And so I'm looking forward to this for week 4. That's going to be awesome. Now there are also, the Bookish Bryants came up with a ton of subcategories, which you can, if you just want to read a ton of science fiction stories, here are some subcategories. We've got alien archaeology, alien romance, translated works, alternate worlds or dimensions, the far future, war or military. We've got genre crossing, first contact, time travel, invasion, humorous stories, political science fiction, and libraries. So we've got a bunch of subcategories you can fit your science fiction reading into. So there you go. That's New World's November, which I'm looking forward to because I've been looking forward to getting back to my vintage science fiction project for a while now. Of course, I'm also going to be reading Varney the Vampire at the same time I'm reading all this, because it looks like I'm always going to be reading Varney the Vampire because it's very, 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 very long. So I'll be reading all of this stuff at once in November, and it'll be awesome. So be sure to check out the Bookish Bryants original video. Fantastic channel, the Bookish Bryants. And I will link down below all of the co-hosts for this event. And I guess that's all I've got for today, but I will see you tomorrow for an inexplicable book haul. I know I'm supposed to be getting rid of books, but I did pick up a few. I don't know how this works, but Roger and I will explain it all tomorrow. Okay, guys, I will catch you next time.